Today, from Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Madden Football on EA Sports. We'll see Gardner Minshew and the Las Vegas Raiders taking on Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020.
Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, thrilled to be with you from the broadcast booth. And partner, before we get this thing started, what are you going to be watching?
Who gets off to a fast start? In horse racing terms, they talk about catching a flyer out of the gate. Who sets the pace and makes the other team chase?
And off we go from Las Vegas. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And at the start of Jordan Love's NFL career, he had one of the best seats in the stadium watching Aaron Rodgers work. But now he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential, and he wants to show this organization that he's capable of being a dependable starter for the foreseeable future.
Love going to throw right away. A short throw to Musgrave.
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's a second down and 6.
Love looking to throw it.
A short throw to Musgrave.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now we've got a third down and 3.
Love. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a play that may get lost in the grand scheme of things, but one thing's for sure. You certainly don't want to go 3 and out to start the game. So that's a nice job of finding the right play call and coming up with a first down.
Ready?
Again, it's Love. He finds his man complete. It's Reed.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Love. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Throwing. Love. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Love.
That is caught. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory, right at the 40. Love from the gun. And the Raiders have got him.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I could dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Now throw there by Love, pulled in by Reed.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Out of the shotgun, it's Love.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked up by Divine Diablo.
And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
The Raiders offense ready to go.
Throwing on 1st down is Minshew.
They'll get this underneath to Madison.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes, they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time, he uses quickness to make a play.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now Minshew.
That one's complete out to Michael Mayer.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Looking to throw it. Minshew.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Fourth down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. The kick by Carlson is good, and the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away.
Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
That'll give them 8 that time, and it'll be second in a couple.
Ready. Blue 32.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2. Here comes third and the length of the football. Love now. Open man, he's got Reed. And he's going to have a Packers first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
This offense is starting to get into rhythm. A nice quick throw there on target, able to pick up another first down.
Here we go. 33. Yellow. Let's go.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down. Defensively, they were in the 3-4, and that O-line just dominated the D-line there.
Let's go with a verbal telestrator here, because that D-line has a nose over the center, and it has the 2 defensive ends over the offensive tackles. That means the guards don't have anyone over the top of them. That creates a natural bubble inside where they sprint upfield, take on the inside linebackers, and if the back hits it fast enough, there should be space to run.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 47. On play action. Love to throw.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
They begin the drive on the ground. It's White. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
from the 28. It's 2nd and 5. Minshew sets to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Minshew. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. First down, here's White.
Taken down at the 42. Now a 2nd and 6.
First carry now for Alexander Madison. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Now a give up the middle. This is White, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here. Here's a 2nd and 8.
As they've got it as we resume action. Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew.
That's caught by Tucker.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
He'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on, because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
The kick by Carlson is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Another drive coming up for this Packers offense.
And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. Running straight ahead is Jacobs, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Love, they go play action now. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
They'll throw again. Here's Love on 2nd and 10. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. To throw now. Here's Love. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
On 4th down, the Packers call on Daniel Whelan to punt. Back deep, Tyreek McAllister.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10.
Now the Vegas offense heading back out there.
Now their 2 drives thus far both led to points, albeit both field goals, so the lead just 6-0, but the ability to move the ball is evident.
Well, that's, heartening, as they say, but it's not what they're about. What they're about is putting the ball in the end zone and putting 6s on the board. So if you're the offensive coordinator, you like what you're doing, but you don't love it. You've got to find a way to ring that bell. Then you can have a little self-satisfied grin. Right now, a little more determination is needed.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6.
They'll go play action here with Minshew. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. They'll get 34 yards there. Pretty good play by both the thrower and the catcher there, Charles. Third down, showed a lot of trust in his receiver.
And what I liked about the play was his receivers understanding that everything wasn't on time back in the pocket. Rhythm was off a little bit. He adjusted as well and gave them a chance to complete that play.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And the Packers are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 6.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Over the middle, complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Come on, set, drive, 95. Ready.
Jacobs going to try the middle.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a 1st.
Well, there's no disputing. He's made some poor throws in this first half, but this was a good one. And you can bet this is an offense that isn't going to pull back. They believe in what he can do. So all you can do is look forward, and they pick up a 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Working out of the gun. Love.
That's taken in. Dontavian Wicks.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That's another gain of 15 on back-to-back plays. The first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
To the air again, Love. Throw caught by Musgrave.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Now Love. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
They will throw again here with Jordan Love. Touchdown!
Luke Musgrave.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Packers are an extra point away from capturing the lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Braden Narvison out for the extra point.
He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends with a Packers touchdown. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field.
Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Here's Madison running on first down. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, it wasn't much of a gain, but we're getting near the 2-minute warning. So maybe they just want to get to that point, regroup, and decide what they want to do the rest of the half.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line.
Now back to throw. And that's complete to Adams. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. Draw play, Madison, and he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. No luck whatsoever there on the draw.
Yeah, they're supposed to use their aggressiveness against them. That was the hope. But maybe they had too big of a meal last night. A half step slow, and he ends up running right into the meat of the defense.
The Raiders try to move quickly, try to get everybody back to the line. On 2nd down, Minshew. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Eric Wilson
from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
This is Alexander Madison out of the backfield with it.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
The Packers with the football here late in this first half.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now the ball comes loose, and the Raiders pick it up. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. And now they start in plus territory following that turnover as they'll try to get some points here before halftime.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Looking to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Back to throw.
Throw out left, caught by Mayer.
And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
And they ran just a little underneath route here on 1st and goal, but there's really not a whole lot of room to operate this close to the goal line. He's just not able to get loose after the catch.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Back to throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Again, Minshew looking to throw.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Daniel Carlson set for the Raider field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Carlson able to put this one through. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7.
So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Ready?
2nd and 6.
Set. Go.
Looking to throw. Love.
Now this aired out deep for Reed. And this one incomplete. A 50-50 ball in the end, nearly intercepted. And now it's 3rd down.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Final play of the half, Love.
Now this aired out deep for Reed.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment, but welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. He'll look to throw.
It's Myers again with another catch.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 4.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quay Walker. And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
That is a tough way to start the 3rd quarter. You get the football, hoping to drive it down, put it in the end zone, and take the lead. Instead, they give them the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they drew it up, not how they saw it in their minds. But there's a long way to go in this game. You know, they've just got to find a way to come back one play at a time. Yes, it's a cliche, but they can get it done.
Loving the Packers now with a 1st and 10
on their side of midfield at the 47. Following the interception, Love. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Christian Watson, the man he was looking for.
And that'll bring up second down.
Cut. 45. Right. Cut.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, Love.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the 1st down as well.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Love. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 26-yard line.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Love looking to throw it. This is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Black. 95.
Jacobs is in. Touchdown, Packers.
Ah, what a luxury it is to be able to call on a bowling ball like Josh Jacobs down near the goal line. 5'10", 220 pounds, and he's not afraid to get in there and get the tough yards. He finishes off this drive with a touchdown run.
Now Narbison for the PAT.
And the lead is up to 5. That time a 6-play drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
Minshew, 1st and 10. Over the middle, it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They'll try the right side here with White. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
$38-yard line, 2nd and 9.
Off play action, it's Minshew. He's going to look deep down the field. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll set up a throw. And that will be incomplete.
Now we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt.
Ready. Yellow, 22.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And fights through one man. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And that was a good run, and it should get the attention of the defense, but it can't just dwell on it. They've been playing so well this entire game. Maybe they just look at it and say, okay, congratulations, you got one on us, and just not let it turn into more.
Play action this time with Love.
Finds his receiver, Watson.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Here we go. Here we go. 32.
1st down, Love to pass.
Towards the middle and caught by Musgrave.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 7.
Throwing, Love.
He'll complete this one to Watson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now a give to Jacobs running right, down to about the 45. This is 2nd and 8. Here's Love. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Love now. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
On now is the Packers punter as he's on here to punt it away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
The drive starts with a run by White. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw it. Minshew.
He'll let this go for Adams.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They were maybe hoping for a little bit of a back shoulder fade there, and that's a play that's been in vogue the last few years in all aspects of football. But they couldn't get the hook up there.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Minshew sets to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10.
Green Bay's offense ready to go again.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
2nd and a couple.
Back to throw.
Love, a short throw to Musgrave.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 30 yards.
And as you saw right there, this is a guy with pretty good speed for a tight end. Nice job there catching the short throw and turning it upfield. He can also be a weapon downfield as well.
Here's Jacobs. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Three quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. 3rd down just got a lot tougher. That will officially go as a loss of 7. Operating from the gun. Love. Now he's forced out. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Jordan Love.
A 10-yard touchdown run.
And the Packers will add to their 4th quarter lead.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking, nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
Narvison now for the extra point.
And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here's Minshew. They'll get the tight end Bowers involved there.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Now Minshew. That's to Bowers once again. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Minshew. They'll get this underneath to Madison.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Second and 7.
They'll look to throw again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. It'll be Minshew again.
This goes out wide from Madison. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Minshew not coming off. They'll try and go for it.
On 4th down, Minshew. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And this defense will take over right at midfield. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43.
46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3.
To throw now, here's Love.
Slant route, he's got Dobbs.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold. Love from the gun.
A short throw to Musgrave.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 3.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Two yards still to go. Third down now. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
On second down, Jacobs. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run it with Jacobs, and he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Josh Jacobs with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. So he had the nice run to get him down there, was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 19-point game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. Throwing on first down is Minshew. He hits Adams, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down.
They'll set up to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. They're going to look to throw.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up second down. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score.
From the 23, this is 2nd and 3.
They'll look to throw.
That's caught by Tucker.
That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. Now they got to get to the line quickly. From the gun, Minshew to throw.
Tucker hauls it in over the middle.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll go play action here with Minshew. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. As this one moves towards its conclusion, another incomplete pass there. Thoughts on the secondary? I mean, they seem to be pretty effective in this one.
Yeah, I thought that they've been absolutely outstanding. I mean, their job is to prevent touchdowns, and not a single touchdown's going on the board against them. Of course, they want to make it a total shutout, but hey, if you don't give up touchdowns, you got a heck of a chance to win.
This will be caught just inside the 10.
And he's going to be touchdown short of a first, and it's 4th down coming up.
Forget height and catch radius. When you run the fade really well, run down the defender, kind of take him a little bit towards the middle of the field, and then fade to the sideline and give your quarterback some space, it can be executed that well, just as we saw.
Touchdown, Raiders.
Brock Bowers.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Raiders are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it winds up at 6 points for the Raiders. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
The Green Bay offense ready to take over.
And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
They'll fake the jet sweep there. Instead, hand to Jacobs up the middle.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay a 12-point game. So out come the Raiders. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Minshew.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Problem for them, they needed that score with a little more time left on the clock. I think just too little, too late now.
I would agree with that, and we're programmed never to say never. But in this case, we're asking a lot for them to even think they have a chance.
Carlson on for the PAT. And this is back to a 5-point game. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tiny 2-play drive that time. So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. And this is recovered by the Packers, so that might just about do it. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though. Now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports.
With that, we say so long from Las Vegas.